Hey guys, welcome back to Tul World, the place where we talk about everything Taekwondo. Now you guys are listening here to our podcast slash video, but we also have our Tul World Plus, where we kind of go more in depth into specific techniques, stepping, and stances. Now if you're interested in learning more about the Tul World Plus, make sure to visit our website, jewstkd.com, and you'll be able to find it from there. Now, today we're going to be talking about different stances and why we kind of move the way that we do. We actually got a question this week. What was that question?
The question is, why is it in Chungmu the U-shaped block in the fixed stance, but in Po-wan, the U-shaped grasp is performed in an L stance? So is there a difference between the two? Obviously, there are some differences. If you look at the U-shaped block versus U-shaped grasp, U-shaped block, both hands are kind of facing each other. U-shaped grasp, the other one is turned upside down. Mm-hmm. Significance, what is that block actually used for? Mr. Ju?
We're just grabbing a staff. I always call it a modern day umbrella.
Modern day umbrella?
Maybe somebody's got a really big umbrella and you're trying to grab it.
Could be a rifle.
Could be a rifle too, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, but the blocks are the same, pretty much. There's just a rotation of the hand, and that just leads to different ways of pulling whatever object you're grabbing out. So one, you're going to end up with both palms down. One, you're going to end up with one up, one down.
Yeah, and that works a little bit better with a bow staff than, say, like a rifle or an umbrella.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, the hand once you remove the weapon from that individual, it depends on how you hold it, is which grasp or block you want to use, right? As you had mentioned, U-shape block, you'd end up holding it, pulling it away with your hands, palms facing up. The other one is be one up, one down. So is there a difference between the stances? That was the main question, right? And really there isn't. So these techniques can be performed in different stances. So why one versus another? I think it comes down to the fact how close your opponent is, or how far away they are, or how close you need to move in. That's when you utilize the different stances. So stances actually help in our dodging. If we understand stances a little bit better, then you don't always have to just run away from your opponent. You just change the stance. So for instance, a good example would be Warang, where you're doing a low side block and then you slip back into an L stance. You're actually moving away from your opponent and striking. So can you strike? Here's another good example. I can punch in fixed stance, or I can also punch in L stance. Obviously, there's a difference in distance. Is there a difference in power? Not necessarily. If you're doing a reverse punch in an L stance, that means if you're right L stance, you're punching with the left hand, and you're moving forward, you still got that body momentum. But like in Wan Yo, where you move from L stance to fixed stance, you're getting that body momentum as well. But that obviously that in Wan Yo, you're doing an obverse punch versus a reverse punch if you're looking at those hands. So really, stances, if we understand stances, we can utilize that for our dodging.
So how would that apply in like sparring, per se? We don't ever do stances in sparring.
Well, maybe we need to practice that a little bit more. I mean, as a good example, let's say you you'd have to do it fairly quick because obviously sparring is very dynamic, it's moving fast, but in theory, if I was in an L stance and I blocked and he's coming a little bit closer, I could quickly shift into a rear foot stance and execute a punch, right? Obviously, that would take a lot of practice and a lot of, in a way, you kind of have to stay in the fight. It's really the best way to do it. You got to be able to stay in the fight, and by running away, you can't do that. Changing in stances can help you stay in the fight, stay in the match or whatever, and utilizing the different skill sets for the different distance. Something to ponder about, right? I mean, why do we do certain techniques? Why punch right, one punch left? You know, when you say, show me a fist. Can you show me a fist there, Mr. Jew? Master Wheatley would say, well, what is that exactly?
It's a fist.
Are you sure? What kind of fist?
Four fist.
Well,
four fist.
Yes, now we're looking at it a little differently. Yeah, four fist, back fist, side fist, long fist, four knuckle fist, middle knuckle fist, open fist, right? Long fist, whatever. And so why do I use four fists versus a long fist? Or why would I use a four fist versus a middle knuckle fist or a four knuckle fist? It's different application. But if you're just striking someone, I could still strike someone in the throat with a four fist, but I could, maybe, is that better with a long fist? Maybe. It just depends like on what your distance is, what part of the body you're using, hitting. And stances, in a way, are similar. Stances is really about moving, mostly about dodging. That's why I brought that up. This moving backwards or sideways, it's really dodging. And that's what the stances are. So why use one versus a different stance? Do we always use walking stance while we punch? No. We can do L stance. We can do rear foot stance. We can do fixed stance. Do we block? Can we do knife hand guarding block in walking stance? Yeah, you could. We don't normally see that in any pattern, though, do we? We see that mostly in L stance or rear foot stance. And that probably has to do with, again, distance, depending on the angles of the attack.
Yeah, well, everything really comes down to distance. So let us know if you guys have any other questions or anything else that we would be interested in discussing. Don't forget to check out our Tul World Plus program. And thanks again.
Seminar, don't forget.
And we also have a situational awareness seminar coming up that's going to be at the end of May. Now, if you sign up before a certain day, we're going to go ahead and send you a free gift that we will be utilizing in the seminar. You can sign up through our website, jewstkd.com/events. So hopefully we get to see you guys there. Don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Deck 1.